So next, if you use automation in industries, so these are the different advantages which we will be getting. Reduced operating cost. So only the initial investment will be high, but after that, after investing, what will happen? The operation cost and all will be day by day, it is getting reduced only. Reduced production downtime. Production downtime is nothing but, for example, if suddenly some persons are not coming for work, so what will happen? The persons who are not coming for that work for a particular process means that particular process will be getting stopped, and after they are returning only, what will happen? It will be again getting started. But here in automation, machines are only controlling this process. So what will happen? Definitely, stoppage of that work and all will not be happening in automation. So next is improved quality. Quality will be getting improved. Next, reduced labor, health and safety will also be high. Productivity will be increased. Next, wastage will be improved. So these are all the different advantages what we will be getting if you do the process automatically. Next, applications of automation. So applications of automation is nothing but here in different process in factories, like boilers, ovens, in machineries, aircrafts, automobile industries. So wherever the usage of human effort has to be reduced, so there and all automation can be implemented. So this is chocolate manufacturing industry. Here, this is packaging industry. Here, bottle filling plant. Next, scientific research and all is happening. Here also automation is there. Next, this is steel melting of alloys. So that and all is happening here. Oil and gas industries, like that, different applications. These are all the different applications of industrial automations. Next, power generation sector, oil and gas, coal industry, nuclear, wind, solar. Next, so these are all the different power generation sectors where automation is used. Next, process industries. So process industry in the sense metal industry, chemical industry, cement industry, paper and pulp, food industry, and this is nothing but medicine manufacturing industry. So these are all the different classifications or different industries where automation is generally used. So next we will discuss about the different tools used for automation. So first main thing is PLC. The basic tool which they are using for controlling is PLC. Already we have discussed the advantages why mainly they are using PLC. So PLC is nothing but it is a controller by using which they are going to control some particular process. So the PLC will be receiving the input based on the program done to the PLC. It will be controlling the process. So this is the use of PLC. Next is programmable automation controller. Programmable automation control is nothing but that is also a kind of PLC only. But what is the difference between PLC and PAC means in PAC, that is programmable automation controller, the accuracy will be more compared to PLC. Accuracy in the sense not in process control and all. For example, I want to count the rotation of a particular motor. Okay, I have a very high speed motor and I want to control the rotation of the motor. So sorry, I want to calculate the rotation of the motor. So in that, what will happen, there they will be using some sensor which is counting the rotation, and that sensor has to be giving the input to the controller. So even by using PLC also we can do, but the PLC has to be having this additional feature for counting that high speed pulses and all. The sensor will be giving very high speed pulses, and that should be counted by this PLC. But in basic PLCs and all, we cannot do this operation. So for that, specialized PLC are there, and that PLC is only called as PAC. So nowadays we have some advanced PLC also. So in that we can do this function. So the PLC which is supporting high speed pulses are only called as programmable automation controller. PLC which is supporting high speed pulses is called as PAC. That's all. Other than that, whatever is done by using PLC can be done by using PAC also. So PAC is also PLC only, but with this additional feature. That's all. So next is DCS, distributed control system. So DCS is same as that. So this is also kind of PLC only, but with some additional features. Like in PLC, what will happen? There will be some limitations in connecting inputs and outputs. There will be some limitation in connecting analog inputs and outputs. So if you connect more number of analog inputs and outputs, what will happen? The scan time of the PLC will be getting delayed. But if you use DCS, what will happen? The scan time, even though if you are using thousands of analog inputs and outputs also, the scan time and all will not be getting delayed. So some more advantages also are there in DCS. So we have some So what is the advantage means, as I said earlier, more number of analog inputs and outputs can be controlled. But what will happen? There won't be any increase in the scan time. Next, we have option called redundancy. Redundancy is nothing but backup. Backup for controller, we have backup for communication module. Like that, different advantages are there in DCS also. So next is SCADA. So previously we have discussed about PLC, PAC and DCS. So all those things are called as controller. It is a hardware. By using that hardware, you are going to control a process. But the SCADA is not any hardware and all. It is just a software. So by using this software, what we will be doing is we will be connecting this particular software with the other controllers like PLC, PAC or DCS. So the SCADA software will be communicated with the PLC. So whichever process is controlled by using that PLC or DCS or PAC, what will happen? That information about that particular process can be monitored with the help of SCADA. It can be monitored, it can be controlled, as well as the data can be collected using SCADA. And all these things can be done from any remote location. So SCADA is a software which will be installed in a PC, and that PC can be kept at any control room or at any some remote location. So the process will be happening at some other location, but we will be monitoring the process and we will be controlling the process sitting from some other location. So that can be done by using SCADA. So next is VFD, variable frequency drive. So VFD is nothing but it is a device, it is a hardware. Using that device, what we can do is we can control the speed of a motor. We can control the speed of induction motor by using this VFD. So mostly in industries and all, they will be using this VFD for controlling the speed of motor. Next is GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. So using this, what they will be doing means they will be communicating a GSM modem with the PLC, and by using that, what they will do is by using mobile phone, they will get the information about the process, or by using that mobile phone also they will be controlling the process. So these things can be done by using GSM. Next is HMI. HMI is nothing but human machine interface. So this device will be acting as a interface between us and the machine. For example, PLC will be there, and we are there. If you want to do some modification in that particular thing, or from the field, if you want to see what is the status of the process at that time and all, they will be using this HMI. So HMI will be in different format, like touchscreen HMIs are there, keypad type HMIs are there, like that. Different process and different equipments are available in HMI. Next is industrial robots. So robots, already we have discussed. Different types of robots are there. Multi-purpose robots, universal robots, some specialized robots are there. So robots are also